Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to crochet the Sunny Skies Infinity Scarf. This is a beautiful scarf. It works over a 2-row repeat. It uses this beautiful cabling pattern that really is super easy. It's just like treble trebles and double trebles, and then also single crochet. Now the yarn that I used for this is the King Cole Drifter 4-ply, so it's what in the US we would consider fingering weight, and it used only 1 ball of yarn. I literally had just like, maybe 5 to 10 yards left. It was just crazy how much you can get out of just that 1 ball. Now this is just so great because it's long enough. It's just shy of 60 inches. It comes up to about 58 inches, so you can double it and use it to keep you nice and warm. So you can wear it this way, or you can wear it long ways if you want. So before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe, and let's get started. The yarn for this project was provided to me by King Cole, and what I used was 1 ball of the King Cole Drifter 4-ply. This is a lovely yarn for this project. Now this is in the color Honeysuckle, and this ball right here has 437 yards approximately, or 400 meters, and it's 69% premium acrylic, 25% cotton, 6% wool. Now this is what in the US we would call a fingering weight, and it's just so lovely. It's got beautiful colors that, well, basically just drift, and it's just gorgeous. But now for this tutorial, what I'm going to do is actually use a different color. I'm going to use Orchid, just so it's a little easier to see. That way you can see it a lot better. We're also going to need a crochet hook. Now this is my Furls Resin Streamline. I am an affiliate for Furls, so I'll have a link down below. This is the G Plus 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. You'll also need a tapestry needle for weaving in your ends and a pair of scissors. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I am going to only show you the first couple rows because it is worked over a 2-row repeat, and it is super easy. Just lots of yarn overs and some single crochet and just drawn up loops. So I think that you'll enjoy doing this. It's a very good pattern if you just want to watch TV or binge a podcast or something and be able to work on this. So once I finish showing you how to do the repeat, I'm going to show you how to join it so that it does become that infinity scarf. So we're going to begin by chaining 36. So I'm going to chain 36 stitches, and I will meet you back here after I do that. I've chained my 36 chains, and now I'm going to chain just 1 more. And that's not going to count as a stitch, because in that second chain from the hook, you're going to work a single crochet. And then you're going to single crochet in each chain across. So just single crochet across, and I will meet you at the very end. Now also, before we meet at the very end, if you want to make life just a little bit easier, you can put a stitch marker in the top of that first one, just so that you can find it a little bit easier when we work that second row. So I'll meet you at the end of this chain, and then we'll get started with the cables. Now that I've done my 36 single crochets, we're ready to begin the cables. So what we're going to do is turn our work, and then we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will count as your first double treble. Then we're going to work a double treble in each of the next 2 stitches. And the way we'll do that is we'll yarn over 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Insert our hook into that next stitch. Draw up a loop. Yarn over, draw through 2. 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 So you do that a total of 5 times. So let's do that one more time. So yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Insert your hook in the next stitch, draw up a loop, and you'll yarn over, draw through 2 5 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to begin the cabling, because this right here is going to be your edging of the infinity scarf. And you'll work the same stitch pattern over here on the very end. So that will be your border. So the cable, we are first going to get an idea of where we're going to place it. So we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. So this next one is where we're going to be placing our hook. But first we have to yarn over 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert our hook in that 4th stitch. So skipping those 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Insert our hook. Yarn over, draw up a loop. And then you're going to yarn over and draw through 2 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you will do that again on the next stitch. So yarn over 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook in the next stitch. Yarn over, draw up a loop, and yarn over and draw through 2 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you'll do that one more time because you're always going to be working in increments of 3 when we're doing the cable. So yarn over 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook in the next stitch. Yarn over, draw up a loop. Yarn over, draw through 2 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now we're going to begin working into the 3 stitches that we skipped. So we're going to begin with this first one right here, and then we'll work our way down. So we're going to do just like what we did here, where we're going to yarn over 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert our hook into this first stitch that we skipped. Then we're going to yarn over, draw up a loop, and yarn over and draw through 2 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to do that again for this stitch and this stitch. So yarn over 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert our hook in that next stitch that we had skipped. Yarn over, draw up a loop, and yarn over, draw through 2 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll do it one last time for that final skip stitch. Yarn over 5 times. Insert your hook in that final skip stitch. Yarn over, draw up a loop, and yarn over, draw through 2 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you'll just do that again. So we're going to skip the next 3. So we've already worked these, but now we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then this next one is where we're going to do our cable. So we'll do that by yarning over 5 times and insert our hook into that stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 6 times. And you'll do that stitch again over the next 2 stitches. So I'm just going to speed this part up for you. Okay, now we're going to work back into these skipped stitches. So working into this very first one, we'll do that yarn over of 5 times. And we'll insert our hook into that first skip stitch. Whoops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you'll do the same thing over these into these next 2 stitches. So I'll speed this up for you as well. Now you'll just continue working that cable pattern across until you have 3 stitches left. I want to just show you what we have so far. See how we're getting that lacy cable. So I'm going to work that cable stitch just a couple more times until we get up to these last 3 stitches, and I'll meet you right there. I've done the cable stitch across, and now we're going to end by doing a double treble in each of the last 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. And the double treble is where you yarn over 4 times. So yarn over 4 times, insert your hook into that next stitch, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Then we'll do that again. Yarn over 4 times, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 5 times. And then one last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Insert your hook into that final stitch, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. 5 total times. And then that is it for your cable row. Now, we're going to do a really easy row. We're going to turn our work, chain 1, and then just single crochet in each stitch across. And I do these single crochets fairly loosely, just because it helps keep up with the laciness of the infinity scarf. So I'll finish that up, and I will meet you at the end of this row. I finished my row with the single crochet, and you can see how it really kind of pulls the cables together so they're not as loosey-goosey. So this way it just helps it stay nice, and all you do to continue with the infinity scarf is just continue repeating those 2 rows. And you will continue until you have just a little bit of yarn left, ending by not doing the final single crochet row, because when you seam the infinity scarf together, you're going to be working a slip stitch. So I'm going to show you how to do that with the one done in the honeysuckle color. So when I said to keep going until you had just a little bit of yarn left, this is what I have left. And this is what I'm going to be using for seaming. And I know I'm not going to use all of it, but I know that I also probably don't have enough to do another row of the cable stitch, because that does use quite a bit of yarn. Now I'm going to show you what else I did just to make life a little bit easier. So this is the infinity scarf that I have. And oh, just look how luscious this is. I just love it. I can't wait to get it all put together. But now I took my final row and I did not work the single crochet. Instead, I just did the cable and did not do that single crochet row. But then I laid 2 pieces. I laid the infinity scarf with the right side facing. And then I used stitch markers just to make sure that I had my stitches lined up. So I have it on the first one, and then I put it on the 4th one, and just throughout. No real rhyme to how many stitches in between, but just so that your stitches all line up, because it's so easy when you're seaming something to just to get a little bit blind to it, and you end up skipping a stitch or doing 2 in 1 stitch or something. So this just makes it easier. And it's totally an optional thing. It's not something you have to do. So let's get this baby seamed together. And all we're going to do is a slip stitch for it. So it's very, very, very easy. So let's begin. So I did chain 1 at the end of that final row, because we're going to do a slip stitch in the first stitch. So I'm going to move this so that way we can maybe see just a little bit easier. All right. So now I have my stitch marker in the first stitch, and then the first stitch on the other side. And I'm going to insert my hook into both of those. And I'm just going to draw the yarn through, and boom, there's a slip stitch. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove that marker, and then I'm going to work into the next stitch. So this one into the next one, and just work that slip stitch. And I'm doing this pretty loosely because I don't want it to be, bound up or anything. I want it to be nice and loose. And then to the next one. Whoops, that's a little too loose. And then we do the next one. So you just continue doing that all the way down. And then after you do that, go ahead and give your piece a block and weave in some ends. And then that's all there is to this infinity scarf. So I do hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And please tag me on your projects because I would love to see these on social media. I'm at HandmadeByStacyJ, and that's it for now. Thanks a bunch. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye. Beautiful crochet cables. I was not looking at the camera. Now this uses the King Cole Drifter 4-ply, so it is a lightweight yarn, and it's just so light, so breezy. It's just fabulous. So let's grab your hooks, grab some yarn,